So I've opened up now my Pro Tools, and for those of anyone that has never used Pro Tools before and you've got a version and you want to see the way they do it, this is probably more out of morbid curiosity for some than most. This is what you get given is to start off with. So you can either open up one of your recent ones or you create one. In this case, I'm going to create one. I'm just going to call it what the song is called now, 10 Cent Life. Always go with a WAV file. I tend to go 48 and 24-bit. Higher sample rates apparently give you more digital sound. So, yeah, if you can imagine, like you've got a curve, like an arc, and in that arc, it's because digital is either it is or it isn't, as opposed to analog. Analog is infinite, and digital is either ones and zeros. So, if you've got an arc like a little hill, and you've got to make little rectangles to go up in that hill, the more rectangles you can fill in that hill, think of them as pixels, then obviously the better the sound will be, or the better the picture will be. So 48 hertz as a sample rate is not so bad. A lot of people, will argue to go higher, but I'm not going to be putting this out to go on a billboard or anything like that. So yeah. Anyway, a bit of nerdness for me. So yeah, it's going to ask me where I put it. I just put it in one of my portfolio things, and you click create, and it'll come up with your screen like this. All right, so now I've got my Pro Tools set up and ready to go, and what I have to do is I've got to import the demos and make up some new tracks that I'm going to start playing around with. So I'm going to get in here, let's go 8 mono ones, and then we'll do 2 stereo instrument tracks. Why not? Create. Right, there we go. Got my instrument tracks, got all that sort of stuff. Oh, why'd that show up? That's weird. And initially, I'm just going to put in a demo track here. So this is what I've played around with when I'm also using, wow, what's going on? All right. Yeah. So the demo was basically what I did after I made up all of the lyrics, and I thought, well, what I'll do is I'll put it back on my phone, capture what I've been playing around with whilst I'm in the moment. That's very important, is you always do it when you're like keen to get it going. So anyway, throw that guy in there. That'll just convert itself. And how long does it go for? So that's around about 3 minutes 20 or so. Alright, so this is what I'll do now, is I just reduce that. Go to start, and I'm going to start putting in little markers so I know where things are at, and then start playing around with the tempo. So here's the demo track itself. I don't want to live no 10-cent life. I don't want to take my own advice. Can you hear me when I'm talking to you? Do I speak in riddles or preaching the truth? You don't want to be nowhere to me. I don't want to get no kicks for free. Looking around for just another bad excuse. Do I walk away or do I run right to that old guy? So this is that weird part that I sort of muck around with. I've got no lyrics for it, but I think it might work. And again, if it doesn't work, I'll just get rid of it. Okay, so that was the idea, and that's a bit of a sneak peek of the track. Now the end goal I've got for this is going to be vastly different to that. That's very, very stripped back, very raw. So what I'm going to do now is figure out a tempo. So I'll go back to the start and put that in. Oh, it's not where I want to be. Here we go. I don't want to live no 10-cent life. I don't want to take my own advice. Can you hear me when I'm talking to you? Do I speak in riddles or preaching the truth? Alright, so looking at that, it's around about 95 beats per minute. I could probably put that about 190 if I wanted a double time feel, but that will do for now. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to open up a cool little thing. Now, I don't have a drummer at the moment, and at least that I don't have the space to record a drummer, and I haven't been, I'm trying to do this all at home at the moment, just for the sake of showing people that, hey, it can be done. Out there you can get a whole bunch of different drum sounds. I use the Slate drums. I think they're great. They sound, relatively real. There you go, it's just popped up. And you can use, what have I got here? I've got to construct a kit first. So let's just do country. Why not? Because it sounded pretty country to me. Click a random one, and it's going to load it in. Cool. And now to get me started, I've got some grooves. So I might do like a soul roundabout. Let's see, 95. How about that? Let's see what this one sounds like. So this is the kind of thing that I start me off with. Right, I'm liking that. So what I can do with that is, and I'll just get all of these windows out of the way, and I'm going to get rid of myself for a minute, and I'm going to drag him over and chuck him in there. Now that will give me a MIDI starting point. So MIDI is essentially just notes. Well, it's not really notes. It's kind of like information in a piece of software which will tell it to make a sound. So it's kind of like a keyboard, essentially like a keyboard. You press a button, and you can have anything assigned to those buttons. And in this case, it's going to be music. So what I might do is I might just shift it over a bit. I'll move it up so as I know where I'm closely at, and put myself on the grid and chuck it about there, and yeah, see what works with that. I don't want to live no 10-cent life. I don't want to take my own advice. Can you hear me when I'm talking to you? So it's very close to where I want it to be. Now I'm going to go in and I'm going to play around with this to make it suit what I want. So I'm going to listen to this a bunch of times. I'm not going to record that because this is where it starts to get. This is the tedious part of it all, where people go, well, how do you have the patience for it? Well, if you like what you do what you want. So I'm going to go into this. I'm going to muck around with all this stuff, and then I'm going to do some cool things that they call like quantizing, and you can put swing on it, which will make it give it more of a. It won't be such a robotic feel, which is, I want this to be very organic. So so this is the way it works. I get the idea. I start getting some melody, I put some lyrics to it, then I put the demo, and then I come in and I start playing around with the beat. If I have a drummer, or if there's somebody that, then I will speak to them and we'll work together to come up with something. But in this case, like I said, and I know there's drummers out there going to get cranky with me, and I'm sorry about this, but this is the way a lot of people do work, because either you can't afford it, you don't have the space, you don't actually know a drummer that lives locally, a range of things. So anyway, I'm going to play with this, and I'll be back to show you a little bit further down the track how I've progressed. So hopefully you're getting something, a little bit of an insight as to how this all works and comes together. It doesn't happen straight away, but it happens when it's meant to happen. Anyway, I'll be off, and I'll be back soon with another video for you.